made my first what adventure or challenge video should I make poll on Patreon, and I had some fun ideas like speed songwriting or introducing you guys to a story I wrote when I was 9, but the winner of that poll was visiting a themed cafe! Last year, I visited a cat cafe for the first time, and this time, I decided to go visit a dog cafe. Technically, this cafe that I went to has both cats and dogs, but they were separated in their own rooms, and they charge a separate fee for each room. And since I've already gone to the cat cafe, I decided to play with the dogs this time. It was a gloomy morning and a bit chilly too. Luckily, no rain, so I'm glad I didn't have to worry about it raining cats and dogs. Only playing with cats and dogs today. Well, only dogs today. But first, I needed to eat some lunch. There were a lot of restaurants down the street, but I wanted a hot bowl of noodle soup to soothe me on this chilly day, because I am a fanatic for noodle soup, or just soup in general. So I decided to step inside an Ikosha ramen. Did I say that right? I'm not so sure actually. Ikosha? You scan the QR code for their menu and they give you a slip of paper with a Sharpie for your order. And basically you just mark down whatever you want and you hand the slip back to the server and then they'll bring over your ramen. I got the Shio ramen with extra toppings. It was an additional charge for the egg, seaweed, and extra meat, but I think it was worth getting because it totally elevated this bowl of ramen. Here's me digging around the bowl trying to find the noodles. The noodles were hidden underneath. And after a satisfying lunch, I am ready to meet some doggos. I'm gonna wait to see the doggos. I passed by the CTV building where they have this awesome car crash looking thing in the wall. So anyways, back to the cafe. The cafe I went to is called Wonder Pet Cafe, and they have this giant corgi display, and it was very eye-catching. But the window was a little bit dirty. Corgis are actually my favorite dog breed. I just love their fluffy bread-like bodies, and also how intelligent this breed is. They are sassy, stubborn, and food-motivated, kind of like me. One day, maybe I'll actually get to be a proud owner of a corgi, but who knows? They are a very high energy breed, and you do need to, stimulate their brains and their bodies all the time, because that's just how they are. I think I'm up to that challenge. Maybe. Wait a second, is that a Labubu? Kind of random. The Labubu hype was really big last year, and I don't think they've updated this window since then. And I think the soul of this Halloween balloon already went to the afterlife and it's just a little sad plastic corpse left behind, slowly deflating. I mean, the cafe probably has bigger priorities than cleaning their windows, so I won't be too harsh on them. You can't judge a book by its cover, guys. Let's head inside and see what they have. So I walk past the seating area, which is the cafe part of this pet cafe, and we arrive at the dog room, which has a big window so you can look inside before going in. And look at all the doggos! There are pups of all sizes inside. One thing I should note is that the dogs in this cafe are actually rescue dogs. The cafe collaborates with Wow Rescue Society in Wuhan, China, and they rescue dogs from China and transport them to Canada to find their forever homes. At least that is what they advertise. And I am not sure if all the dogs in here are rescues, but they do actually have each dog posted on their Instagram page. So if you're interested in learning more about the dogs, they do have them up there. The dogs are curious and friendly. They greet new visitors right away, and I had this fluffy white puppy jump up on their hind paws to greet me right away. They were super excited. Maybe they thought I had some treats on me. There were some large dogs and small dogs, and some were very energetic and some were just really, really tired and, they just wanted to chill. The dog room was definitely smaller than I expected. Coming from last year's experience at a cat cafe, I recall that the cat room was twice the size of this dog room. And I mean, I've never owned a cat or a dog before, so I don't really know if these animals require a certain size space for them to live in or not. And if you compare this to a shelter, shelters usually have even smaller enclosures for their animals, so maybe it's the norm. And I'm sure they do bring their animals out for enrichment, you have to walk your dogs, right? Although the one thing I just could not get over was the smell. Yes, this room smelled like urine. and I quickly found out why. To be fair, the staff member does keep a mop and bucket at the ready because I assume this happens super frequently, and there is a really big air filter running at all times. So I think the cafe knows about this issue, and maybe this is just more ethical to let the dogs pee when they need to than to deprive them of drinking water. So yeah, I don't know. I just could not get over the smell though. My sense of smell is actually below average. I usually can't smell specific scents without concentrating on it, but for some pungent smells like cigarettes, weed, or urine, those I can smell from like a mile away. I can smell even the faintest trace. So the smell of this room was very distracting for me, and I tried my best to ignore it. Aside from that, the dogs were really friendly, and you can pet and hold the dogs if you wanted to. The big dogs liked to only play with each other, while the small dogs interacted more with the people or other dogs around their size. I've been trying to expand my horizons lately, like making different kinds of videos, growing as an artist, and sharing more of life beyond just sound covers. Sometimes, a lot of people don't realize that this channel is actually my side project. I work a full 9-to-5 job, which means everything you see here happens after hours, powered mostly by frog energy and questionable sleep schedules. I love creating music, sharing experiences, and building a space where ribbiters can feel connected, even a little less alone. But being a one-frog production team takes a lot of time, effort, and honestly, resources. That's why this channel is supported by my Patreon Ribbit Club. I recently refreshed it with some new tiers and rewards for anyone who wants to help keep these videos and music projects going. There's absolutely no pressure to join, but if you'd like to support what I do, you can check it out below. And if Patreon isn't an option, liking, commenting, and sharing this video helps more than you know. And back to the dogs. There were toys scattered all over the room, and you could pick up a toy to play with the dogs. Compared to cats, I find that the dogs are only interested in a toy if another dog is already having fun with it. It's like they only think it's valuable if it's being used, but all those other toys on the ground, worthless. This ball on a rope toy was very popular. The big dogs loved playing with it. I personally like the calmer dogs more. This dog is named Rocket, and she is still a puppy. This puppy likes sleeping in the cubbyhole, so cute. There weren't any Meet the Dog posters up, so I don't remember every dog's name. But this fluffy Samoyed is named Coco, and maybe Coco likes to pee on the floor, but he is still adorable. And he is friends with the German Shepherd. There is a brown puppy named Mocha who was on the couch the entire time. And Mocha seemed to really like getting belly rubs. Aw, so cute. You can only stay up for up to 1 hour in the dog room, so I relaxed and played with the dogs as much as I could. After leaving the room, I lint rolled all of my clothes because it was covered in dog hair. I took a peek at the cat room, and the cats are just chilling inside. Maybe the next time I go to this cafe, I'll hang out in the cat room. I checked out their crane machine, and they also have like a wall of little knickknacks for sale. Everything looks so cute. Hold on a second, is that... Boo Boo! It's the squishy Boo Boo! For those unfamiliar with Boo Boo, he's a cute cartoon bear and is usually with Year the panda. I've been obsessed with Year and Boo Boo for the last several years, and I may or may not have several Year and Boo Boo items in my room. So, you know I had to bring this Boo Boo home too. He's made out of this material that is squishy like Play-Doh, but it reverts back to its original shape over time. I think he's a pretty good stress reliever. Afterwards, I stopped by this like crane machine arcade place, and I just happened to see this life-size Yae Miko statue from Genshin Impact. It was really random, but cool, so I decided to take a little clip of that too. Before we go, I wanted to share something special from this adventure. I turned some of my favorite moments from the Dog Cafe into merch. I hand drew these little chaotic pups myself and made them into stickers. Plus, a very nice desk mat featuring all 3 dogs and me. So, if you enjoyed this vlog, love these little cafe gremlins, or just want to support my art and help me keep making more covers, vlogs, and fun projects like this, you can check them out in my shop below. It really means a lot because every purchase helps me keep creating. Thank you for always supporting my silly little adventures. And let me know, which dog was your favorite?